a 38-year-old motorcyclist, lost his life in the early hours of the morning after an accident along the Woodlands Causeway. And while the traffic disruption was cleared in minutes, the bigger question is how dangerous that stretch can become when visibility, fatigue, and speed collide at 2 a.m. The accident happened at around 2 in the morning on May 16th, along the route heading into Singapore. According to the Immigration and Checkpoints Authority, 3 out of 4 lanes along the causeway were blocked after the crash. Travelers entering Singapore through Woodlands Checkpoint were warned to expect delays. But by around 2:36 a.m., ICA announced that the accident site had already been cleared and all lanes were operating normally again. What many drivers probably did not realize at the time was that a life had already been critically affected. Police later confirmed that the accident involved a motorcycle believed to have self-skidded near the Woodlands checkpoint area. The 38-year-old rider was taken to hospital unconscious. SCDF conveyed him to Woodlands Hospital. He later passed away from his injuries. According to reports, he leaves behind a wife and an 8-year-old daughter. And that detail changes the way many people see incidents like this. Because once the headlines fade, another family still has to live with the consequences. Here's where the story becomes larger than just one accident. The Woodlands Causeway is one of the busiest border crossings in the world. Thousands of motorcycles use it daily, especially during late night and early morning hours when workers, delivery riders, and shift employees travel between Singapore and Malaysia. At those timings, roads may appear emptier and faster, but that can also create a false sense of safety. Reduced traffic sometimes leads to higher speeds, lower alertness, and slower reaction times. And on long, repetitive routes like the Causeway, fatigue may become just as dangerous as reckless driving. What makes motorcycle accidents particularly serious is the lack of protection. A small loss of control that might be survivable in a car can become fatal for a rider within seconds. Singapore has spent years improving road safety through enforcement, infrastructure, and education. But incidents involving self-skidding motorcycles still happen regularly across the island. In many cases, there are no other vehicles involved. That raises difficult but important conversations about rider fatigue, road surface conditions, weather, lane design, and even the pressure many workers face to keep moving despite exhaustion. And this is not just a Singapore issue. Across Southeast Asia, motorcycles remain one of the most commonly used forms of transport because they are affordable, efficient, and practical for cross-border movement. But they also remain one of the most vulnerable. The issue may not only be about one rider losing control. It may also reflect how unforgiving high-speed commuting routes can become during overnight hours, especially for people doing it day after day. The accident was cleared quickly. Traffic resumed. The checkpoint continued operating. But for one family, life may never return to normal again. Do you think enough is being done to reduce the risks faced by motorcyclists using the Causeway and other high-traffic commuting routes? Like, share, and subscribe to 2230.